All right, what's going on, everyone? We're gonna do a range test today on this little guy. This is a bike from Fabulous e-bikes. This is the Mini X step-through bike. Cool little bike. Already did a review video on this. Definitely check that out if you're interested in a small, lightweight, folding step-through bike like this. And also check out Fabulous's website. They have a great amount of bikes to pick from. This one, I'm kind of curious to see how far it's gonna go in this range test. It's got a pretty big battery for as small of a little bike as it is. And I'm going to give you some guesses here. But first, let me, I guess, outline how I do these range tests. So I don't pedal at all. Throttle only range tests. Because I'm trying to show you the minimum number. You know, they give big numbers on the website. It's always 60, 70, 80 miles, whatever. I want to know if you don't pedal at all and you're just using straight throttle and battery power, how far do you go? I'm trying to give you the baseline bottom number. So that's what we're going to find today. I'll keep it in pedal assist 5 so I get full throttle all the time. But no pedaling. We're going to do hills and flats, probably mostly flat, but I'll try to mix in some hills. I weigh 180 pounds. It's about close to 80 degrees outside right now in North Carolina. This bike has some smooth rolling tires on it. It's not a fat tire bike. So let me give you some guesses here. I'm usually pretty close on my guesses. I've done enough of these. Check out my range test playlist. I've done range tests on a number of different bikes. And if this were a fat tire bike, you know, the 4-inch wide fat tire, I would guess it, well, it has a 15.6 amp hour battery pack on this bike. So if it was a fat tire bike, I'd probably say it would probably go like 25, 26 miles, somewhere in there. That'd probably be my guess. Being that this is smooth tires, they're gonna be fast rolling. This bike's lighter weight. The tires are skinny. They say on them that they're Innova tires, 20 by 3, but they're not 3 inches wide. They're 2.5 inches wide if you're lucky. So it's a skinnier tire on there. I'm gonna put it much higher. I'm gonna guess 35. 35 miles is, I think, is what I get out of this thing, throttle only. It'll be interesting because it's a 500 watt rear hub motor, but it peaks a lot higher. It peaks up, you know, in the 900 mark. It's got some good power. It's a zippy little bike. That's the thing about it. It's pretty quick if you're operating at low speeds. It's got some good power off the line. Hydraulic brakes, that's nice. So that's my guess, 35. We'll see how it goes. Now I have the tire pressure set at 30 psi, so they're pretty stiff. The tire on it says inflate to 35. I set them at 30, so that gives you an idea of tire pressure. What else? All pavement riding, no off-roading. We're just going to do pavement only. And I like to do these tests at full throttle. So I try to hold the throttle wide open for as long as I can and just try to, I'm really just riding with complete and total disregard for battery, you know, conservation. I just try to kill it as fast as possible. And all right, let's get into it. I'll just check in as we reach different milestones, you know, as battery bars go down or if anything funky happens. So check in a few. All right, stop number 1. We are 10.8 miles into the test, and on my phone GPS it says 11. So doing pretty good. It's pretty accurate there. 10.8 versus 11. I've lost my first battery bar finally, so I put this on track for, you know, I mean, it's 4 bars, so 40 miles ish. Maybe my 35 guess will be right. I haven't been able to see the motor wattage peak as high as I've seen it in the past, so maybe I messed up a setting or something in there, but it's been peaking in like the 750 range. But and I just came up a huge hill that kind of put a hurting on the battery there. When you've got a 500 watt motor like this that just, you know, peaks higher on the wattage, the hills really drain them. All the commuter style bikes and the bikes that have the littler motor that peak higher, the hills just really wipe those things out, it seems. So that, you know, I do a fair amount of hills, but it's mostly flat that I'm riding. So this is just a little tiny hill right here. And it's got enough to get you up the hills. It's not like a crazy amount of hill climb power, but it's got plenty. As long as you pedal, you'll be fine. And I'm just not pedaling at all doing these. But we're on track for, you know, roughly 40. We'll see. I don't have a voltage indicator on the screen at all, so I can't give you that reading. So we're 11 miles in officially. Check back in at the next mile mark. This thing is so quiet. All right, we're about 18 miles in. I'm down 2 battery bars. I've been kind of waiting for it to quit toggling back and forth, 2 and 3 there. and it's kind of resting now where I'm down 2 bars. 18 miles, kind of on track for my prediction. We'll see. Usually the middle bars go down a lot faster, and then the last one tends to last forever. And I know this isn't accurate, but that's what you've got to go by on the screen. So it's kind of like to show the updates. I'm still guessing probably in the 30s, mid 30s maybe for range, but we'll see. I'll let you know when we get closer to the end. I'm just enjoying the ride, seeing all the nice horses. What's up, horses? This is such a great range test road. I'm gonna have to find a new one though when I move to the new town. But I've got 3.5 miles of just wide open throttle. I can just hold this wide open. All my range tests are always done like, you know, as fast as I can. I hold the throttle open for as long as I can wide open. Try to burn through the battery to give you that bottom number. I want you to have the bottom number. So we're gonna keep rolling. I'll let you know when we get, I think, close to the end. I don't like to drag these out too long, but I'll go check back in when we get what I think is near the end, and we'll take this thing until there's just no usable power left. I don't want to run it completely dead zero, won't move. I used to do that, but it's probably not good for the batteries. So I'll take it till, you know, you just don't have any usable power left. It still climbs hills and everything fine right now. And you can see I'm right going up this little incline. It was peaking 600-ish watts. But this thing's quiet and smooth. It's kind of, and the brakes are good. I mean, there's not a whole lot of bad things to say about this bike. Those tires are just whisper quiet, you know, no knobs on those. All right, we made it to the end of our road. Time to turn around, go back the other way. I took my watch off so I didn't get watch tan. I should probably take the bracelet and rings off too, right? Why'd I wear all this jewelry out in this range test? I'm gonna have tan lines. All right, back the other way. All right, we are at 23 miles. I'm still showing only down 2 bars, but I'm about to put a hurting on this battery right here because I'm coming up to this really long, steep hill. One of the steeper hills around me. It's nice and good and long, so we're gonna cruise up this thing. I'll give you a feel for what this bike's like climbing a long hill. Not too bad, 11 miles an hour. Gets a little steeper here. Oh, I feel so bad not helping it. This is a little 500 watt motor, you know. It's still peaking in the 700s right now. 9 miles an hour. But I mean, normally you would be pedaling and helping this bike up this hill, but it's cruising up no problem. I'm just a little surprised. I thought it was gonna slow down way more than that. And we're kind of cresting the top here. So it only slowed down to like 9 miles an hour. It's pretty good, but if you continually climb hills like that with this bike, you're gonna really put a hurting on the range. I'm surprised it didn't go down another bar there. It's still cruising along. 2 bars to go here. Ooh, all right, look at that. This is never open. Woohoo! I never get out on this track. That gate's like always locked. So I get excited when it's open. And I can come in here and burn off a few laps on my e-bike. We're at mile 30.3. I'm down to 1 bar. So we're gonna go over 30 miles. We've already hit it. I don't know if we'll make it to 40 or not. Maybe, possibly. We could get close to 40 miles. I'm pretty accurate though with my guess. I think I said like 35-ish. So I might just burn a few laps off in here. Enjoy it's like a mini e-bike test track. I love it. But I'm gonna try to finish out on the greenway here with some nice easy cruising, and I'll let you know when we get down to, you know, what is the end, you know, when it starts flashing at me. I'm guessing it's probably gonna start flashing, and that'll be the sign like head for home. So we'll see where that takes us to. I'm still holding with my guess, 35 miles, we'll see. Check in shortly. All right, we were at 36.3 miles. I've lost all battery bars. The battery indicator thing is just empty. We're still going. I can feel it's kind of lost a little bit of power though, because I'm going on a uphill grade right now and it's peaking at 500 something instead of, it was doing like high 700s before. So this, oh, this is hurting it here. Oh, that was it right there. That's done, no power. Wow, yeah, the hill, the incline, I just couldn't take it. It was too much of a draw. So 36.5, oh, hey, we got some back. We got power back. How long though? Oh, there it cut out again. If I was on level ground, maybe I'd get a few more feet out of it here, but that was pretty much, I mean, there was no real warning to that other than the indicator going blank. And it was probably only blank for like, I don't know, half a mile. Here, let me, oh, come on, pedal for a sec. I'm like 2 miles from home. Get going. Get on level ground, see if it continues to go. We're going a little bit. But 36.5 miles, I almost nailed that. I said 35. But there's no, once it starts blinking, you're just dead. There's no, I thought it would like start blinking and then eventually just cut out. But man, as soon as it started blinking, it was dead. I keep getting spurts of power here and there. I might have enough to limp myself home without pedaling an awful lot. But this bike's nice and light and easy to pedal, so doesn't matter. We're still going. On the level ground, I can still manage a little bit here. It's mostly level home. But there you go. 36 miles, 36.5 miles before I just started. I'm gonna say this is no longer usable because it's just cutting in and out. So there you go. 15.6 hour battery pack. 36.5 miles. I almost nailed that. I've been really close on all my guesses lately. But here's the thing. Let's go over here. I want to talk about range for 1 second. All right, so range. Everybody's always concerned about range. I don't get it. To me, the range, I don't ever ride more than like 10 or 20 miles at a time. So I could care less what the range of the bikes are. I know that's very concerning to a lot of people though, but here's my questions back to you. Number one, how are you gonna ride the bike? Because I just went out and rode this thing all out, max throttle, for as long as I could hold max throttle. You know, how far do you ride in a day? Because I just rode, my ride time was 2 hours and 26 minutes, and I went 36 miles in that time. Are you gonna ride your bike all out, flat out, full throttle, no pedaling for 2.5 hours? I doubt it. I doubt there's hardly anybody that does that. You're gonna be pedaling, and you're not gonna be riding at max throttle the whole time, so you're probably going to be able to ride this bike for 4 or 5 hours if you wanted to. I don't have that kind of time today. I got a job, I got a YouTube channel, I got a 2-year-old kid and a wife, so I don't got, if I have 2 hours to ride a bike like I did today, hey, that's a good day, man. I think that's a pretty solid range out of this little bike. 36 miles, no pedaling, like basically all out for 2.5 hours. That's a respectable range for me. So I don't know, I just don't see the huge concern of these battery packs in the range. Most people probably don't ride more than 10 or 15 miles at a time anyway, and then you just bring it home and charge it. So solid range out of this bike, very solid range. Not as quite as far as the last fabulous bike I tested. That one was crazy. That was the EMX Extreme dual motor bike. Same kind of test, no pedaling, all out. I went like 46 miles in that thing because it's got a massive 28 point something amp hour battery pack. Craziness. But some good bikes coming out of Fabulous. No, I don't work for Fabulous. I just really like the bikes. I think they're good, man. Good quality, perform well. So check them out. But this would be good. I think I could feel the 500 watt motor. You know, when you go up a really steep hill, it's working. It is definitely working. So if you live in a mountainous area, I mean, this ain't the bike for you. This isn't going to be mountain climbing bike. This is more, I live at the beach, flat ground. I live in the city. You know, somewhere where there's not drastic hills. And, you know, if you're not gonna be carrying a lot of weight, I mean, those things are gonna affect the range. I weigh 180 pounds, so that was pretty good. This thing carried me 36 miles around town. But and you can see it's just got the skinny little tires. That helped, you know, having the skinny tires that are smooth compared to the fat tires. If this was a fat tire bike, that range would have been probably 25 miles ish. somewhere in there. The skinny tires and the lightweight on this thing helped it out a lot. Hope that was helpful. If you guys like stuff like this, I've been trying to do a range test on every bike I get, just because I get asked about that so many times. But if you like this stuff, consider hitting subscribe, checking out some of my other content. Got a whole playlist for just range tests on bikes. And I think that is all for today. Appreciate every one of you. Thanks for watching.